Oh yeah, that's true. Come back on another Genesis and talk smack.
Okay, so I will say my position real quick because I am very stern about this topic. I am an abolitionist 110%.
A Norman abolitionist?
I'm an abolitionist of abortion, not of slavery. It's weird, I know, but I believe.
No, but the same principle that they use still applies today.
Oh, with the Norman statement, yes. I'm still reading and still trying to get to know it. They just sent it to me yesterday.
Okay.
Basically, he sent it to me a while back, but I didn't get to read it. But from what I see, I agree with everything, even the capital punishment idea. I don't think it's Jesus Christ is the very law of Moses, and everything was supposed to be.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with it.
So, I don't agree with the Schmack penalty, actually.
I don't blame you. I don't. And if they don't get it, then fine, they're forgiven of their sin. They change their ways. I'm down for that too. But if under the law of Moses, I don't have the issue of them receiving capital punishment once it were to become illegal for everyone.
I get it. I don't really argue with them on that because I disagree with you. So.
Yeah. But I'm very stern about it. I'm very heartless to the topic. I do not care about anyone's individual experience on it, specifically only for two reasons. One, they don't actually care. They act like they do, and they like to say that, people who are abolitionists or pro-life actually don't care about the kid. I can actually argue that pro-life probably maybe does not have the best intentions at heart, but the ones that are actually pro-life, real pro-lifers, end up becoming abolitionists because you end up saying it should be illegal, it should never be allowed, and it should receive it should be against the law where you get punished for it, maybe jail time or something like that. So that's like what an abolitionist would actually think. So you end up becoming an abolitionist, which is crazy. I didn't realize this, but I still don't mind people being pro-life for the most part. I get where they're coming from. And the second reason is that what you saw there, they don't actually care about kids. They just care about themselves and what they want specifically, and their own selfish endeavor.
I actually agree with that, but we all do.
Yeah, but not. But I find completely. It's best to, for example,
well, you've been selfish before, be so for real. We've all been selfish.
No, of course.
But the difference between us and them is that we're repentant of it, and we try not to habitually do it. That's the difference. I understand there's a distinction, but you can't act like you also have a moral ground above them because we're all breaking laws.
That's also correct because I reference. You would have to claim that we don't have a moral objection. We do. People claim that.
No, we do have moral objection.
Which is the higher moral, which is what we always claim to.
No, which is God's authority. I understand we have authority to do certain things, but I'm saying that we still have to recognize, even with this authority, that we are still sinners because we all fall short of the glory of God. No one is good.
Hold on, are you claiming? Hold on a second. I'm not saying that there's not times we can't be selfish. I'm saying that we rebuke it on a daily basis, die to self. We are not. For example, I say this: submitted to one because of marriage, but then humble to all, basically. That's how I normally say it because there are people that do think I'm all for perfectionism. No.
Paul, I'm so sorry. Could you give me your response back, please?
No, simple. Submission to one, which is the Lord your God, and then obviously it goes through with your husband, and then there's humble to all. That's what we should try to do. Like, that's what I live by. I do try my best. I be honest, there's not much people that will ever say I'm selfish. It's actually something I struggle with me personally. I give more than I should. I'll be honest about that. That's actually a problem, I should probably.
Well, no, I understand what you're saying. I was just, maybe the way you were wording it, it just kind of didn't. Yeah, no, I agree with what you're saying. I wasn't trying to come at you or anything. I was just trying to, so point out there that, yeah, these people are bad. They're evil. They should probably repent. Yeah, but that's what I was trying to say. We're all kind of bad. But we do that. We repent. We submit. I agree with all of that. I don't.
You're right. We explained that terribly. And honestly, and I'm going to say this once: do not ever think that you can't challenge my view on everything. Please do, to put me to the test. I have no pride. I have no ego. I don't care. You can challenge me on any topic. I don't care.
I would like to test that you don't have any ego. I don't know well enough.
Test it. I bet you won't. I found this one website I can download most games for free, and I don't even know what's about. But
just so you guys know, I have to end in 10 minutes because I have to go take a sandwich to work. Oh, that's cool.
I gotta tell you, this is so difficult to defend because she's going one way, and now all of a sudden the defender is on her, and she turns.
You see how we're now in my view? You see how you see how we're now in my view when you're still supposed to be substantiating?
Great poke check on the reach. Goaltender covers up. We got a stoppage in play. Here in the late going to the frame. The icebreakers have taken it.
You substantiate your claim. So we don't have reason to accept your view. So can you actually motivate why sentience is needed to be morally considered? You review it.
I review that. Are we talking facts or feelings? Jen, look, I like you. Regardless, maybe the host and I feel differently about you. I don't know, but look, I think we're asking you to substantiate your view, right? And I think what's happening is you're projecting what your belief system is onto us, and then asking us questions. Sorry. So, I can provide you a reason why I don't think, it's necessary, right? Because there are people, whether they have really low level mental awareness at any given point in time, there's people who have brain damage, and the only way they can recover from their comas, they're not perceiving anything, they're not sentient, right? And the only way to have them recover is to provide them brain therapy or deep simulation therapy. And so I don't know how those would be morally considerable in your view. So my issue with that is that was already a living sentient being.
Oh, now it's not. How do you do that costume?
Why would that matter?
It's like you're reading off a script. This is just ad hoc to add this like.
This is necessary. You did have that. And then something isn't sentient, and then something doesn't sentience. Something doesn't have sentience, and it does have consideration. That's and that's half too.
You can feel that way.
That's how I feel. It's just true. You're adding on things. Shifting the goalpost. Just issues, and you're passionate. You have a new.
Ad hoc is a form of shifting the goalposts, as I explained in my video. It's where you're adding these stipulations so your argument doesn't fall apart. They never mentioned that. So they said, well, if you're not conscious, we're sentient. Oh, well, they were sentient in the past. Aha. So, again, that's ad hoc. It's like just shifting the goalpost.
Well, because of this.
You're derailing. Your view's getting tested, and you don't have an answer for it, so now you want to talk about something else. So do you have an argument? Do you have an argument for why? Are necessary
Box.
which is fine. Do you have an argument for why consensus are necessary?
I have no comment on that. That's not why it was.
So you just, say claims, substantiation.
I'm doing this vote because I want to address the abortion part for bombs.
Okay, so you can't substantiate it.
I'm not really listening to what you're saying. I want to.
You're going to DT your mom. You need anything with a dialogue.
No, I'm myself.
Why are you on the panel? Why are you wasting my time? Maybe doesn't lie is free to substantiate his claim.
Yeah, abortion is just for bombs.
Okay, remember you.
Yeah, I mean, we can do a 5-minute timer and then we can move on. Nice talking, Jen. Hope you come back. Thank you. Give it in the bag. Hey, hi, SK. How are you? What's your age? I'm good. I'm 31. Awesome. I would just start out saying I don't agree, but the reason I don't agree, and I like say I'm also a mother of 3, I don't believe in abortion myself, but my view is more in limbo. I don't agree that it's right, but I don't agree that it's wrong. I don't believe that life is black and white. So my thing is, I don't believe just because something doesn't have sentience or anything that it doesn't make it valid. I believe that every life matters. So whether, you know, it is like sentient or not. But when it comes to having abortions, I do see some females use it as a form of birth control, and I do see some females use it as like say if they had 3 kids and they were having a life-threatening condition, and it was between them and raising 3 children and them choosing themselves. So how do you feel about that?
From the point, looks to make something happen.
Sorry.
Pass is redirected.
That memory was like,
Yeah.
They move the puck out of harm's way.
Alright, so this lady, she has 3 kids, she has pregnancy, she's financially in dire straits, and do we think an abortion is permissible in that case? No, because in our view,
I also think that what's it called? Northeast Scotsman is also
personal circumstances or personal gain on the mother's part, and we should do everything we can to help her make pregnancy as free as possible. In my view, that would be great. And learn all these things, help children more. But yeah, abortion is just this big band-aid that people want to smack on for the fact that we have here. So yeah, I would agree for the abortion in that case now. I also would like to say I spent 8 years in foster care. I got adopted when I was 13. Do you feel that at any point in time that someone should be granted an abortion? Or is that just not allowed? Really, there do make exceptions like life with mother. Minor cases are mostly life with mother cases or medical, meaning that she must receive this abortion or losing her actual life, like she would die otherwise. Those would be permissible aborts body with her life. I don't really understand this argument, and the reason I don't understand is because, like I said, I don't believe life is black and white, and I don't believe that every situation's the same. I don't believe somebody should go have an abortion because they're not financially ready or because they don't want that child, but I do believe if mom's in danger or there are other circumstances, like, you know, say you really wanted to have a baby and you find out that baby's going to be born with half a brain and that baby is going to die shortly after.
They took advantage of the rebound and score.
To the NHL.
The Icebreakers come up with a clutch goal here late in the second period, and it is now 3-0.
It's no secret that my home ender has some problems. So today, we're going to solve those problems and give this guy the proper blow-up he deserves. First things first, we got to fix this guy's outfit. It looks like a home ender clothes like muscle right now. So we're going to give this guy some muscle shading to make it look like the real thing. And I got to say, it's perfect. Down to the last minute detail. But I think we should go a step further. Flavor to the fit. That's right, guys. We're going with the bloody Homelander look from the TV show. I got my paints ready, so let's get the cooking.
Had a difficult time tonight, James. He struggled in the net and the way he's handling the puck.
I snapped with this one, you guys can't even lie. The only problem is, all the fake blood covered up all my beautiful muscle shading. So let's fix that real quick. It's so neat, bro. Now it's time for the most important part of the entire custom, the head sculpt. I don't know what the artist behind these heads is sculpting, but this is not Homelander, bro. Take a look.
The Nighthawks finally get some momentum going their way now. Can they sustain it, though? It's going to be tough, James, unless they can string some shifts back-to-back together where they do create momentum.
And the critics' influences included Oasis and Smiths, which attracted Flowers because everyone else in Las Vegas was interested in new metal and punk. So Flowers drove over to his apartment, played guitar riff for him. Flowers then wrote the lyrics to Mr. Brightside based on that riff. That's the reason that the song exists. Two people, complete strangers, began working as a team the moment they met each other. And it made one of the biggest songs in a century. It's still popular today. because they win and get
There's the
on
horn, bringing the second
It's a building
period
matches.
to an end. All
Yeah,
right, they say 3 is the magic number. Period number 3.
Reasons winners. But more importantly, when people go online and communicate, they rarely end up meeting in person. Usually playing games or doom scrolling, looking at brain rot, trolling each other in the comment section. And one estimate as reported by NPR, in the past 20 years, face-to-face socializing fell roughly 30% for American men and 45% for teenagers, which is a dramatic decrease. I suspect that that's also a huge undercount. What do these teenagers do instead? Well, they dream about becoming streamers and YouTubers, rock stars. This is probably the first generation in 70 years where the average white 15-year-old boy doesn't daydream of becoming a rock star. And it's not hard to see why. Take a look at this list from the New York Times, which supposedly lists the top 30 living American songwriters. Here's this list just came out this week. And here's what happened. Jay-Z, Young Thug, Lamar, Outkast, Missy Elliott, Bad Bunny. These are the top songwriters. Living songwriters, again. American songwriters, Bad Bunny, not even American. Anyway, Babyface, Stevie Wonder, Al Rogers, Jimmy Jam, Terry Lewis, Smokey Robinson, Lionel Richie, Taylor Swift, Lana Del Rey, Dolly Parton, Bob Dylan, Bruce Springsteen, Paul Simon, Carole King, Willie Nelson, Dan Morin, Fiona Apple, Cynthia Williams, Romeo Santos, Tyler Simpson, Ryan Holland, Josh Osborne, Andy Clark, Shane Tatum.
Now it's about protecting it. You still want to push
Shane
and have
Tatum,
the puck, but you have to be in good spots to protect defensively.
Social media flex. So this is an atrocious joke of a list for a bunch of reasons, starting with the fact that Ellis Cooper leaves out modern American folk.
Yeah, he's been all over the puck net. He's feeling it. He's confident. You gotta believe he's gonna be looking for that.
Songwriting.
The Icebreakers continue to attack the net here in period number 3.
It's mostly just pop and rap, that sort of thing. To the extent that they have any rock musicians at all, it feels like a band. They're all from the 1970s. This wasn't promoted. We major hit. This is what other people are saying. It's no wonder they don't want to be part of it. Same is true with the Super Bowl halftime shows. There hasn't been a rock band featured this decade at all. The last one was 2005, which is more pop than rock. That was in 2019.
Money's finding ways to generate
Since
offense
Jay-Z
for a team right now, and sometimes you have to fabricate that. You've got to manufacture it yourself, and she's doing a great job of driving her team in the offensive zone right now. Multiple points in this game and counting here, James. I wouldn't be surprised if she gets on the score sheet more often.
And there is good music being made, but the fact remains that the popular genres have all been novels and dumbed down, all kind of fused together. And music critics are cowards who think that if they're listing top living songwriters, then 2/3 of the list have to be black people. Even if that means including Missy Elliott, for example, like 1 in 30 years ago. And even some of the iconic musicians in this are all a lot more left wing. That they were in the rise. No young person looks up to Bruce Springsteen. He's best known today as a on-point leftist who reads talking points from the DNC. What we've learned is that rock musicians, unfortunately, get lamer and gayer as they do. We can only conclude that if Kurt Cobain were alive today, sad as it is to say, he'd be making essays about climate change and defending democracy against fascist Republicans. That's why you need the young crowd to come in and keep things lively and rebellious as these old guys lose the edge. Start demanding COVID tests at concerts. And we don't know. And until that changes, one of the greatest cultural exports of America's history.
Find that puck to be able to get to it. I mean, all of it just doesn't make sense except for the fact that he's extremely athletic and he's willing to do anything for that frustration save.
It's a 9-minute folk rock song that shot to the top of the charts, something that never happened. And then a classic song, The Day the Music Died, Night Crash, that killed some of rock's biggest stars more than a decade before that.
As we look at that last save again, James, it is absolutely incredible and so impressive to see a goaltender just out-battle and out-will his opponent to find the puck.
It died instead by a million cuts. That's a hard issue. Even if you could put it so, there'd be any left to second. That'll do it for the show today and this week. And we're going to talk to
coming up with the puck on the play. The Nighthawks take over on possession. Solid hit on the play.
I do believe Christine had committed treason against the
Fantastic save from a high-danger scoring area, James. And I mean, he's bailing his team out. They have to do a better job of protecting the middle of the ice.
That's 926 and all most people and censor this behavior or
Battle for the puck along the wall.
veterans for trade.
Grabs the puck in the slot. Oh, what a save in front. Face-off coming up as the puck goes up and over the glass. Babbage has made a great save here. Let's have another look at it. I mean, they're in a high-danger area, and he is so dialed in at the top of his crease. Very athletic to be able to make this save in correct position.
The other Sheila's saying that, or you brought up that if someone was like brain dead or something.
No, not brain dead. Not brain
Or
dead.
somebody.
Oh, it starts up a little too sweet with that save.
Okay, so I was just checking
Getting to lose the defender there. A chance in front.
Why? The baby's never even gonna go over there.
Well, you know he's got the skill set to be able to maintain possession of this puck, but how about the determination to have his eyes on the prize the whole time and to get out of the coverage to be able to get a shot
Like
on
when
net?
you're born, you
That's
get a
courage,
birth
and that certainly is a
certificate
will
with
to
your
take it to
social
the
No,
security
you don't.
number, and that is what basically makes
No, you don't.
really
He's been
okay, so
dialed
if you
in
don't
and
have a birth
tracking
certificate, you're
extremely
not a
well
person.
tonight,
Just like
James.
so.
Everything that's coming at him, he can see, and that's something that is really critical in the
That's a-
game.
that's
To
a
make the
yes or no.
timely stop that's needed to give your team some confidence in front of you. Breakaway!
Okay, so that doesn't matter. You're just bringing a few random things.
Exactly. You take weeks.
if it's in the early stages, that's obvious.
Okay, when I say yes, I'm not going to Otherwise, I'm getting it. It's easier. It's supposed to be.
A special night for her on the road. And the puck departs the zone. Shakes off the coverage. Scores! And there's the cut punch with the
Good cheering.
That's the reason. The social security. These people are like so brainless. They're so stupid. They think I visualize this, right? It's like pro-choicers, right? They think because you said, oh, well, they get when when they're born. You don't get a social security and you don't get a birth certificate. You don't get social security the second you're born. They have to. It takes weeks to get social security number.
Keats taking it from his own end. The Nighthawks move to the offensive zone. And now it's to Baumgartner. Along the half wall with the puck. The Icebreakers have it from their own end. And
So,
they clear that puck.
here's what they visualize, right? In the waiting room, when the woman gives birth, here's what I think they actually goes inside their head, right? What they think is, they think there's like a doctor in the hospital, like in the room, stuff to give birth. And I think they think that they have a pen and paper in their hand, and they're looking at the woman. As soon as the baby is born, it's like, oh, the baby's born. I'm just gonna write this down right now.
Execution. It can be frustrating for a team when you put all of that preparation into it to not get the result that you want. They'll need to refocus and reset for the next game.
Dude, what's up with that? My hand! You stop hitting my hand! I had 2 goals. Oh, I think. Because reaching layers, no, that's not how it works. No, that's it.